Here we go. Let's do it in the bottom left here on Nimbus Ladder Edition. Let's try again and make some noise for Root Gaming's Iaguz. And in the position that we shall not name, from Team XL5, this is KingKong. All fixed. Let's cast some goddamn StarCraft. So right now, it's early game TVZ. Not much to talk about. No, Nimbus on this map. What can you tell us about TVZ on this map?
Well, I think TVZ, if you look at the spawns position by themselves, I think it actually favors KingKong because KingKong's natural is facing away from Iaguz. Whereas if the Terran's spawn position is closer to your natural, he can just drop you constantly and KingKong would have been in a disadvantage.
Yeah. Do agree with that. So right off the bat, pretty good spawns. How do you feel about diagonal spawns in this map? Do you think that's even better for the Zerg? Or do you feel this is
I think diagonal spawns is the most balanced spawn, and in some cases I think there are like slight imbalances or slight advantages given to certain mirror matchups or even ZVT itself. Yeah.
And no surprises here to see KingKong going for that hatch first in the backs expansion there on Nimbus. And yeah, so we'll be seeing that going down. Do you know what KingKong tends to favor in ZVT? What's the sort of the builds that he's going for in these games?
Well, he loves to either open Mass Link into Mutas, or like if he feels that Iaguz is gonna go for some Hellbat pressure or Hellion Banshee pressure, he'll open up Roaches, and then he'll eventually transit back into Link Muta Banes.
Yeah. Now on this map, we did see Iaguz take apart a Zerg with triple Banshees. As well as, you know, multi-pronged drops. So he was dropping pretty well on this map. And it was actually in the same spawns as this map. So possibly going to be seeing some airplay from Iaguz again, because he is quite close by air to the Zerg. You see that KingKong is taking his third towards the Terran as well. So, you know, potentially could be seeing some Hellion Banshee again. That would be pretty cool to see. So KingKong just being as greedy as possible, going hatch, hatch, gas, and then pull. And so... Revenant, KingKong's plan from here. Link, Bane, and Muta.
Yep. Like, for me, I think if Iaguz spots this, what he would try and do is try and have Hellions and Banshees harass both sides. Like, the Hellions will go to the natural, and the Banshee will try and poke the other side, and vice versa. Like what's optimum for the spawn positions is that the Banshee can reach the third of KingKong so fast that KingKong may not even know it's coming.
Yeah, so the Overlord has scouted that barracks. Just it's not making a Reaper, which is a little bit different from your usual kind of Terran opening here. So just going for that Marine, possibly going to get an Overlord. Nice. KingKong's too good to lose an Overlord here. Far too good.
Now, like, if you open CC first as a Terran, normally you want to go Marines because you need the gas to go into factory tech faster.
Roach Warren straight away from KingKong, as far away from Iaguz as possible. So he's trying to hide this. Going to be a little bit of sneaky cheeky bugger with these Roaches. No speed at all, so definitely going to go pretty Roach heavy here. And this is pretty, you know, pretty massive all in the Zerg can do against the Terran.
I don't think the all-in.
I mean, if it is, this is one of those maps where the Terran has that little choke with the rocks. The Zerg can actually get rid of those rocks without Terran worrying about it. Pretty much forcing him to make siege tanks and that sort of thing to defend. So we're probably going to see a bit of that today. We got the factory going down here, and the extra gases as well. So getting up to that tier 2 down.
Like what we'll see is KingKong probably make like around 8 to 12 Roaches. He will pressure, and then he will just drone up like a madman. And if Iaguz does not expect this, if Iaguz's bunker is down, or if he does not make a Marauder or a siege tank, he may be in for some trouble.
Well, he knows that KingKong does tend to be cheeky from time to time, so hopefully he's being defensive here. Switching that factory over for those Hellions. The Zergling's obviously perfectly aware of this, but it can be pretty safe to say that the Terran's going to make a bunch of Hellions around this time anyway. Roach is heading across the map, and nice Overlord spread, by the way, of KingKong, seeing pretty much every path here as he heads down. And there is a bunker on the high ground, but...
He doesn't have any units.
Yeah.
Look, even the Marines are not in position because they're trying to deny Overlord scouting.
Uh-oh. These Roaches are going to do a bit of damage, I'm starting to feel here,
Will the Hellions spot it?
Yeah, they will.
Will spot it?
There it is.
Yeah. Did he see it?
Yeah, he's seeing them.
Like,
so
right now the Marines will be rushing back to the bunker, like as you see.
Yeah, but does he even have enough to be able to repair this bunker? It's just 2 Marines. He's going to bust through this little reactor here. Iaguz quickly, the decision-making. He's dropped down a supply depot to delay the Roaches, but they get through it anyway. The bunker doing some damage. The Roaches just sort of darting around because the Marines are just tickling them a little bit. SCV's already been pulled here, just repairing on the Hellions, getting as much as he can with the units he has. 1 Marauder is out. The Hellions are doing the damage. He's trying to get around these Roaches. 4 SCVs already down. Oh, the Marauder got sniped there. Nice pick off by KingKong, and the Hellions and the Marines will have to do this. Meanwhile, more SCVs going down for Iaguz. Just this little roach pressure from KingKong while his drones behind has done a lot of damage. 11 SCVs killed, and he's not finished yet.
And look at the worker supply right now. It's so huge.
That means that KingKong obviously with a pretty severe load. 44 drones for 29 SCVs. Massive econ advantage for KingKong at this stage with that fast 3 hatchery. The plan of the Banshees is going again for Iaguz. As I mentioned earlier, this is something that he did against Pox in this map, something that he's going to try again. He's going to need an incredible amount of drone kills or queen kills here to try and even things up, and I'm not sure if I can see that happening.
Like right now, if KingKong doesn't know that Banshees are coming, he knows. He's trying to make spawns.
He's been in his base.
So like if KingKong defends well and doesn't lose much drones, he'll be so far ahead right now, even though Iaguz went CC first. And that CC first may come back to bite him because he lost like, what was it, 11 workers?
Yeah, 11, maybe 12 workers I think in the end once that last roach died. And KingKong's just taking his gases. He's up to 4 gases now, getting the double Evo chamber, so getting the upgrades for, what do you think he's going to, looks like he's making a bit more lings now. What do you think his transition's going to be?
He's going to be making 1-1 upgrades. He's going to be going to Mutas, but he's making roaches right now just to make sure that he doesn't die to Hell and Banshee.
Well, speaking of Banshees, they are coming across the map now. They don't quite have Cloak yet, but they will by the time they get to this drone line. There is a Spore, so that doesn't even matter at all. And Iaguz being shut down by a very, very, very solid KingKong right now.
It looks like I was wrong. He's going for 1-1 attack and armor upgrades.
So going to keep it with the roach count and possibly switch into Hydralisks then. Something that Pox tried against Iaguz on this map. Iaguz did very well with against that composition, but oh god, the Banshee gets sniped there. Nice pick off by KingKong. And I mean, like I was going to say before that Banshee went down, Iaguz had a much stronger early game than against KingKong today. So I'm not sure if he can do as well against it. We'll have to wait and see. Glial Reconstitution going down for the roaches for a bit of speed there. 10 more roaches on the way from KingKong. Wow, it's a lot of roaches.
Like if Iaguz doesn't have enough Banshees back at home when the roach burst comes, he will just flat out die. So right now he has to notice that mass roaches are coming. Otherwise he's gonna just lose game 1. Yeah,
pretty much. He's already in not so great of a spot here. Coming across, he needs to be careful because this Banshee is in range of creep with the Queens, but they does escape. So at least he doesn't lose that one. And as these roaches start to pull up here, 1-1 and speed just about to finish. So he's going to hit right when the upgrade's finished, Revenant?
Yeah. Like right now, what Iaguz needs to do to hold is he needs to realize and start making siege tanks. But right now,
he's going for mines.
He doesn't even have attack lag on his factory.
Yeah, it's looking like he's feeling like it might be something else here. He hasn't actually, with those Banshees, seen a huge roach army yet. He's just been seeing Queens and drone lines.
And now he's seen it.
And here it comes. And it might be a little bit too little too late from the Terran player. As these roaches come up near the front, he's pulling the mines up.
I don't think he should have unburrowed. Oh, man.
And the mines get taken out without doing much damage at all. The Bio win a nice little choke here. And the second mine's here in front of the bunker. One of them in range of those roaches. They're just out of range. There's still so many roaches, so this third will have to absolutely be lifted if he can't deflect these roaches right here. The stim very low, only a couple medevacs, and they need to pull back to the bunker. I feel the bunker.
There's no way he can win this fight.
Yeah, the roaches are tearing him apart on the ground outside of that bunker. He has one Banshee trying to do the damage on these roaches here, and it will eventually do the damage, but he wants to minimize what these roaches do on the ground first. Here we go. Going the third has to be lifted. The supply depots go down. And this is going to be a little bit dicey for Iaguz as he loses all this extra supply cap. Trying to defend against these roaches.
Now, as you can see from production tab, 16 Hydras are being made.
Yeah.
When the 16 Hydra comes, I think it may be lights out for Iaguz.
Yeah, the 16 Hydralisks going to have Groove Spine. They're going to have 1-1. And they're going to obviously join their Roach Brothers in Arms for a bit of an attack. Iaguz going for an Armory here to try and probably get... Try and get maybe a Thor or something to try and counteract these Roach numbers that he just hasn't had an answer for just yet. 28 more Lings going out to join as well, so this is going to be a very, very strong push from KingKong. Queen's going to come out as well for transfuses. Setting up those mines. There we go.
Like right now, he needs to produce siege tanks, but all he's making is Widow Mines.
Yeah.
And the Widow Mines have to connect so well. Oh, that's a good shot.
That's a good
Those
shot
are
on the
good
first
shots,
wave.
but is it enough?
Well, there's a lot of Roaches that are softened up at the front. They are kind of the meat shield between the Hydras here. And the Roaches are actually almost all gone, but a big reinforcement. The Medivacs are gone. Oh, that's devastating for Iaguz. He can't lose any units, really.
He's pulling his SCVs.
He's actually starting to push this back, but the Lings are coming in to buffer between the Hydras. He's pulling up to the high ground. The third in danger again, but the Lings are in the base. The bunker is empty, and Iaguz is trying to make his last stand here in the main. KingKong right on top of the production with a few units. He has some transfuses here, so he might actually be cleaned up. But he's still putting the hurt on Iaguz, making it very, very hard for him. 18 SCVs killed in this attack.
And over the natural of the Zerg, there's actually a drop going on. It's been killing a few drones. Like, look at it go. Like, I feel that this drop is not going to be enough unless he holds his base, because his production is being camped so hard right now.
He's got some damage going down there in the main. Some damage to say the least. 19 workers killed still. More Roach reinforcements. The Queen's actually kind of blocking those Roaches a little bit, and in they come. There is a siege tank finally being made here, but it's going to be a little bit too late for the Terran, I feel, as he sits on top of that production and just wails on everything that Iaguz builds. And he's lost so many SCVs. It's about, you know, he's actually only 10 drones ahead.
He's probably lost more than 40 SCVs in this entire game.
He's lost a lot of SCVs. His army supply is 31 to the 70 of KingKong.
And look at KingKong. He took 1 Roaches to tank 3 Widow Mine shots.
And there we go. The Roaches are being cleaned up. Mule's going down to third. Iaguz is still going to hold on here. He's going to push this out. He's going to clean this up eventually. But what, you know, I don't want to say the obvious, but anyway, he's at this point where he has taken a severe hit. Look, more SCVs are dying. More SCVs just continue to die. He's down 20 workers now, 48 versus 28 on 3 bases, and KingKong is not letting up. Look at this reinforcement of Ren across the map. He just keeps coming with it, and KingKong's made a Spire back home. He made a Baneling Nest back home. He can transition into something else. Right, Roach is coming into the third. Going to take down these mules. That's going to hurt him. Using that energy on that mineral income. And the third will have to be lifted once more as he comes down and tries to deal these Roaches. The mines burrowed
he
sort
needs
of on
to
the
live
ramp.
it.
Yeah, there it is. Doesn't quite lose it, but it's very low actually. It might actually lose it actually after all. The Roaches are in a beautiful spot to surround these Lings, surround the Marines, and they are in a spot where they can get hit by the mines.
And that's a good choke point to fight. And look at it,
and the third is going to burn down. It's so low. Oh my god. If he loses this third, it's absolutely over. It's starting to look like it might be anyway, but a mule goes down, and he will repair that just in time, deflecting KingKong. But KingKong still not done. More Lings on the way, transitioning to 8 Mutalisks with +1 attack. KingKong's at the whole map. Look at this creep spread. He's nearly already at Iaguz's front door with the creep spread. How is this? Look at your teammates' creep spread.
Like, this is insane. Like, this is almost like Dongregu level creep spread. And this is only, what, 18 minutes into the game, and he's already reached the front door of the Zerg. Normally, if you play against Iaguz, he'll be denying creep spread all the way until, like, it's his map. He's part of the map.
Indeed, making some Banelings that already have Baneling speed. As he's so deep on creep here, he's going for a desperate push here to try and get some damage done to the Zerg. KingKong already connecting with quite a few of the bio units there. Iaguz bugging out, but there are mutas already on the field, and KingKong's ready for anything that drops out of these Medivacs. Losing Medivacs right now is a death nail for Iaguz. He's been careful against these Medivacs. The Marauders are at the front, but they're looking for the Marines. Great splits from Iaguz, but he doesn't have that much to split with. And the Medivacs are dying to the mutas. Oh my god. Pulling back some of those mutas, getting the damage done on the ground. Actually wasn't a horrible trade for Iaguz, but he can't lose anything.
How is Iaguz still holding on? I don't get it.
Terran, man. Terran power. He's holding on. The third CC lived. He's still got mules. He's got energy on the orbitals. They are all orbitals. And he actually had a good army trade there. It's even in supply, and Iaguz very even in army supply and workers. We may actually see him come back into this game here and even things out. It's starting to look like it's already happening. Really can't lose any more Medivacs though. He's got to be very, very careful with these Mutalisks.
Like, look at it. Even though he lost 74 workers, he's still on almost equal worker supply as KingKong. And he's even got a higher supply overall than KingKong. That's That's insane macro.
Yeah,
you
his
have
army
there.
is 66 to the 46 of KingKong. He has a 20 supply army upgrade here, army advantage here, with +2 on the way for the ground. His +2 attack is actually ahead of KingKong's here for his lings. +2 on the way for the flyers as well, so maybe some scary
Oh, I
units.
think he spots this counter attack. He spots it.
Yeah, he sees this coming down here. Target fire in the
target fire in the
banelings.
banelings.
Beautiful stuff from Iaguz. And he just picks up and leaves, and all of a sudden that's lost its teeth. But another big move of the Zerglings and the banelings coming through with the mutas. And KingKong, this creep spread is going to be so handy for him. It's going to be very, very hard for Iaguz to get out there. He's going to have to try and get into the drone lines and do some damage, maybe some multi-prong drops when he feels a bit more comfortable after stabilizing a bit more back at home. Maybe trying to get a 4th command center up, and it's going to be hard for him to do that. Scans here to take some of that creep away, very important. So be careful here. Lots of banelings rolling up this ramp. Connection's pretty good for Iaguz so far. Nice trade for Iaguz. He's going to scan and take out more tumors as he pushes forward. This is actually a very, very nice push. KingKong looking for another base, but there's nothing here just yet. But this base, the 3rd, he can't lose SCVs here.
I think he's just going to evacuate his 4th base, and he's just going to go for a counter attack.
Iaguz looking for a hatchery kill. Some of the mutas
He's cutting off the reinforcement. That's very good.
Oh, the SCVs! Oh, they hit the Marines, so the SCVs aren't dead yet, but they're about to be 2 more banelings. Oh, 2 SCVs took one for the team there, and it's just for the greater cause. So not the damage that KingKong really wanted there. Iaguz still, majority of his army still alive. He's starting to get some drone kills. He got a hatchery there. The mutas are in trouble. They're going to be careful here. He's trying to pick off 3 things. He gets the Widow Mine, but there's too many Marines on the dance floor. The mutas are moving back, and Iaguz...
21 banelings.
Yeah, they've all been morphed. The creep is starting to clear up a little bit, making him breathe a little bit easier as he transfers more SCVs. 125. Iaguz is in a supply lead by a little bit here. His workers are down, but that's about right. He's got mainly army supply, 83 army, 85 army, and back to 83 versus the 69 of KingKong. And it is very well upgraded with 2-1. He'd want to be looking at getting that +3. There it is going down now. And more medevacs to bolster those numbers as well. Iaguz really recovering so well here.
I think KingKong should just keep counter-attacking.
It's looking like he's trying to do just that. While Iaguz goes for an attack, KingKong rolls in with a lot of banelings and a lot of mutalisks. Widowmine trying to hit there. Doesn't quite get the banelings, which is what he really wants to get rid of. These SCVs are in trouble. There's a lift there. SCVs just on hold position as the banelings AI is just kind of been working with. But it's going into the natural now. Iaguz has got another hatchery. Moving into KingKong's natural. Actually his main, really. And the banelings are all over the Iaguz's production back at home. This game is insane.
Oh my god, all SCVs going down.
Banelings connecting on everything here. 29 SCVs have gone down the last couple of minutes. Iaguz, 14 SCVs versus the 36, but 52 army supply versus 23. The lair is down. And KingKong just moves on to what's left of Iaguz's base back at home. The muta's doing damage. And this game's gotten weird. What are the players thinking of right now? That's just trying to...
Like right now, KingKong is just thinking of picking up all the SCVs, picking up all the command centers. He needs to kill as many as possible, and he just has to make sure that his banelings in base does not die. If Iaguz does not find a baneling soon, and if he mismicros just a little bit, the game could be just over for him.
That's right, and KingKong moves into the juicy part of the Zerg base. Iaguz moves into the juicy part of KingKong's base at the top here, doing some damage on the take. Oh, big baneling connections, and GG! KingKong takes game number 1, but that game, Revenant,
oh my god, that was so close.
So close. I thought it was over. A lot of people here would have thought it was over. A lot of people watching on stream right now would have thought it was over. But Iaguz showing that he is worthy of this championship, really recovering amazingly well. What Terran could have recovered from that?
I don't know, man. I almost thought that KingKong was going to lose at one point of time. Like, how did he even come back?
You're here to tell me that.
Well, like, I think if Iaguz didn't lose his Marines to the banelings, if he found the banelings morphing in time, he would have won the base trade. But because all his Marines died to the banelings, it was over.
Yeah, might not have because of the high ground, but I mean he had the medevacs to see. But I mean he had to pull back, and probably was looking at home at that time.
Yeah, it was a nervous situation. It was a very tough situation.
All right, so Catalina is going to be our next map. TVZ on Catalina. Tell us about it.
Well, TVT on Catalina, the thing about Catalina is that you can drop from so many different positions. Like, think about the natural, the natural, the main, and the third. You can just constantly drop them from one place, pick up, go to the next one, drop it again. And unless your mutas out, it's gonna be very hard to fight it off.
Yeah, he had a lot of mutas, but they were sort of dwindling a number a little bit as Iaguz started to get more bio units up there. It's the man in question right now looking to tie that series. I wonder if he can. All right, so both players are ready. The countdown has begun. Oh, God, you guys. You need to recover your energy. I need to recover my energy for this one. It's going to probably... Well, I'm hoping it'll go to a third game, but we'll have to wait and see. KingKong looks extremely strong.
He does.
All right.